Hi friends, welcome to the channel Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. Ashish here, and today I'll be covering a hybrid Sudoku called Battenburg Little Killer Sudoku. So this particular Sudoku was featured in the recent Sudoku GP contest organized by WPF World Puzzle Federation on GP website. Right. So the author of this Sudoku was Siniša Hrga and from Croatia. So the whole round was authored and it has some really excellent Sudokus. So I would highly recommend you to try the Sudokus if you haven't done so. The contest is over, but you can still download the Sudoku PDF and try the puzzles or Sudokus at your leisure. And I really thank the WPF World Puzzle Federation for such a wonderful contest every year. There are nearly 7 to 8 Sudokus and puzzles contest on GP website organized by WPF. So every contest is authored by a different country, and it's a really big effort doing that. So I really thank WPF for the same. And yeah, so really thank the author for such a wonderful Sudoku. I would say I couldn't solve this during the contest because of the time constraint. I only had this Sudoku left, but I would say after the contest when I solved this, it has some amazing logics that I really liked it, right? So let's get back to this Sudoku and let's see if we are able to crack this again. So I'll just explain you the rules. You need to place digits from 1 to 9 in each row, each column, and 3 into 3 box without repetition. Apart from that, you have some symbols, Battenburg symbol in the grid. So those symbols indicate that you have 2 odds and 2 evens in the checkerboard pattern. Wherever you have 2 odds and 2 evens in the checkerboard pattern, you have that Battenburg symbol given. So which means if you have 2 odds this way and 2 evens this way, or 2 evens this way and 2 odds this way, you will have a Battenburg pattern here. The next thing is the little killer clues. So you have some arrows pointing towards a direction with a number given. That indicates that some of these cells in that along that direction is given by the number here, right? So for example, if you have 24 here, some of these 5 cells would have to be 24 in any order. I mean to say the sum can be any way, and you can even have repeated digits there. So I'll just you can even have repeated digits there if they are following the classic rules, right? And with that we'll start solving this Sudoku. So the first thing that you do here is easy thing, that is 4 9 here, because 5 here, 5 would have to be here only. 4 if you have seen here is given here only, and this has to be 3 here, right? The next thing was really amazing here. The way this was constructed was really good, the intended solve path. The most important thing in a Battenburg Sudoku you do is marking the even and odd. That's the most important thing here, because without which it is really difficult to solve. So the first thing that we'll do is here mark the givens here. We'll mark all the odds using the green color here, right, and all the evens using the blue color here, right. We'll mark all the evens using the blue color and odd in the green colors. So in this case, in this Sudoku, you have to do is mark all the whole grid with the even and odd at the first. That is the most important thing, because that will help you solve this Sudoku easily, right. So how do we do that? The next point here was seeing that column 9 has already 3 odds. You need 2 more odds, and we know that 1 odd would have to be in one of these 2 cells, because you know that either these 2 are odd or these 2 are odd, and whatever be the case, to form a checkerboard pattern, one of the adjacent cells would have to be odd and other would have to be even. Same way for this Battenburg, one has to be odd and other has to be even. So you know that out of these 4 cells, 2 are odd and 2 are even. So which means you already have 2 odds, 3, 4 and 5. So all the other cells would have to be even. That was the most amazing thing here. One more thing in a Battenburg Sudoku is converse rule. So wherever you have that checkerboard pattern, the marking is given, the Battenburg marking is given, and wherever you don't have, you won't have a marking. So converse rule applies here, and which means using that trick. So the most important thing is the Battenburg Sudoku is using the converse rule, and by seeing that converse rule you can go and progress this Sudoku. So if you see here, what happens if I have an even digit here? This would be even, this would be odd, this would be odd. So you have a Battenburg checkerboard pattern here, but you can see that you already have a checkerboard pattern here form, but there is no symbol here. So which means if you have an even digit here, the moment you have an even digit here, this would have to be on odd, and this forms a checkerboard pattern which doesn't have a symbol there. Of course that is not possible, so this would have to be even, and that actually forms the whole group here. You already got everything now, because the moment this is odd, everything becomes you know that you can diagonally opposite cell would have to be the same parity, and then you go on continue the same thing and you get even and odd digits, right? So that's amazing. Again you need one odd and one even here. So if I have an even here, this would have to be an odd, and again you form a checkerboard pattern. So which means this would have to be even, this would have to be odd. Again the same thing, if I have an even here, this would have to be odd, you form a checkerboard pattern again without the symbol. So this would have to be even, this is even, this is even, this is even, this is odd, this is odd, this is odd, and this is odd. Amazing. And yeah, so this would have to be even odd, I mean to say, because you cannot form a checkerboard pattern without the symbol here. You already have 4 odds. This cell would have to be an odd, one has to be an odd, so this is even. Or you can see that you already had 3 evens and one more even was the only remaining here. The next part was also amazing here. If you see here, you have one even digit. You just have to see that one of these will be even, one of these will be even, one of these will be even. You just have to count the number of evens. You have 1 even, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So all of these cells would have to be odd. So this is odd, this is odd, this is odd. The moment you mark that, amazing guys, you see the way this Sudoku is actually progressing. It was a really amazing solve. This was one of the highest pointer, and I admit it has to be, because the intended solve path, if you see here, was not very easy to see. You have to look at the exact same place, the perfect place to get the logic, the flow of the logic. So the same thing again, you form a checkerboard pattern if you have an even digit here, so that has to be odd, 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 odd and odd. Gives you even, 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 even and even here, right? And you have one odd and one even again, so this cannot be even, so this would have to be even and this would have to be odd. Again this cannot be even because again the checkerboard pattern, so this would have to be odd. Okay, again the same thing, one even here, two even here, this is third even, this would have to be fourth even, so both of these are odd. Again this would have to be odd because of the checkerboard pattern. You can see here that is being formed here. Again if you have an even here, you form a checkerboard pattern again here, this would have to be odd. So this is even, 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 odd, odd and odd. Okay, you have 3 evens here, 1, 2 and 3. Fourth even would be somewhere here in these 2 cells, so this is odd. You have 5 odds here, so this is even. Again that is amazing. See, these kind of logics also will help you actually. You have 3 evens here, right? Fourth even, if you have it here, right, this would have to be, all the other digits would have to be odd, which means this also would have to be odd, and you form a checkerboard pattern. So this is odd actually. So which means you already have 4 evens here, this is odd again, and you need one more odd digit. Again an excellent piece of logic here. You need one odd digit and 2 even digits in these 3 cells. So if this is odd, these would have to be even, and you form a checkerboard pattern again. So this is even. You have 4 evens here, this would have to be odd. You have 5 odds already, these 2 would have to be even. You have 4 odds here, one of these would be odd, 5 odds, so this would have to be even. So this is odd here. Amazing. You already have 4 evens here, both of these would have to be odd, this is even. Okay, you have 4 evens already here. 1 2 3 4, both of these are odd. You already have 4 odds here. One odd would be somewhere here, so this is even, so which means you have 4 evens now. This is odd, so which means now you form a checkerboard pattern here if that is in even digit. So this would have to be odd, odd, even and even. Amazing, without placing an even a single digit here. That is the beauty of handcrafted Sudoku, guys. This is really amazing. Without placing even a single digit here, we have marked the whole parity already. It's nothing but just solving it now. We have marked the whole parity here, and if you see here, that is the beauty of handcrafted Sudoku, and I really love the way this Sudoku has been constructed here. So if you see here now, you have 1 3 9, you have 5 and 7 here, but the moment you see this arrow, that has to have a sum of 7 in these two digits. So this cell cannot be a 7, it has to be an odd digit, that is 5. This is 7, the 5 gives you a 2 here, right? Okay, okay, we get something here. Okay, if you see at this 8 cannot be here, you already have a 2 here, so which means 8 would have to be in one of these two cells. So 8 cannot be here, so this cell would have to be an 8. The moment this cell is an 8 here, you get a 6 here and a 2 here because of the 2 here. This 6 gives you an 8 here, so these two cells are 2 and 6, or you can say that 8 is in one of these two cells, 8 is in one of these two cells. These two cells would have to be an 8, or okay, let us see, for the 15 here, this is 6, so this would have to be 9. You have 4 8 and 2, so this cell would have to be a 6. 8 2, this is 6, this has to be 4, that is 2. So 2 4 and 8, so this would have to be 6. These are nothing but 2 and 6 in any order. This is 4 and 8 in any order. These two cells are 2 and 6, so this is 6, that is 2. These two cells are 4 and 8 in any order, so this cell would have to be 6. This is also 4 and 8 in any order. This is also 4 and 8 in any order because of the column here. So these two cells are 2 and 6 in any order. You get a 6 here because of the 2. Okay. This cell would have to be a 6. This is 2 and 4. So this is 2. That is 4. That gives you a 6 here and a 2 here. 4 and 8 in any order. 2 and 6 in any order. So this is 6. That is 2. These two cells are 4 and 8 in any order. Amazing. Okay, so you have marked, no, just a second, how did I mark this? This is 6 and 8 in any order, right? I am sorry, this is 8, that is 6, that is 2, this is 4, that is 8, this is 4. Yeah, we have only this that has to be disambiguated. All the even digits are marked. If you see here, how we have marked all the even digits here. So which means now if you see the 17 clue, 6, so we need 11 more. If it is 4, that has to be 7. If it is 8, that has to be 3. Okay. We have 13 clue here. 2 is already done, so 11 is remaining. If you have 4, that has to be 7. If it is 8, that has to be 3, but we already have a 3 here. So this is 4 and 7. That gives you 8, 8, 4 and 8, and that gives you a 4. So the moment you have 6 and 4, that is 10. You need 7 more, so that is 7 here. So we have mod the 13 clue, it is 9 and 5 in any order. This is 9, that is 5. Okay, so you have done this. Next comes the 24 clue. You already have 7, 8 and 8. That is 16 plus 7, 23. So you need a 1 and a 9. right? Okay, so that one gives you a 1 here, 3 and 5 in any order. Come on, the next part would be seeing the 16 here. 8 is already there. We have 1 7 and 3 5. It can be anything. It can be anything actually. Let's see this 24 clue. 2 plus 8 plus 6, that is 16. You need 8 more. The only digits are 1 and 7 possible. So this also would have to be 1 and 7. So if this is 7, this is 1, this is 1, this is 7, right? 2 plus 6 plus 8 is 16. You need 8 more for 24. So if this is 1 and 7 only, so if this is 1, this is 7, this is 7, this is 1. You already have 1 here, so this would have to be a 7, 1 and a 7. The moment this is 7 here, plus 4 is 11, you have to have a 3 here. Then you have on just 1 and 9 remaining. That helps you disambiguate that. So 9 7 1, that has to be 3 and 5, that has to be 9 and 7. This has to be a 1. You have 3 and 5 remaining here, 3 5 and 9. This cell is a 9 here, so you have 3 and 5 remaining in any of these cells, right? This cell is either 3 or a 7. You need 8 more, which is 5 and 1. Okay. Let us see this 14. You have 1, 5 and 2, that is 8 already. You need 8 more. If it is 3, it would have to be 5. It is 5, it would have to be 3. Okay. Okay. 3 5 pair here, 1 9 and 7. Okay. So this is also 3 and 5. Bro, I have written 2 9s here. This would have to be a 3. I am sorry. This is 1 3 5 7, right? Okay. Let's go with some other clue now. Let us see which clue will help us. Let us see the 14 here. You already have 1 here. No, whatever be the case, these two sums are 8, right? Because sum of these two cells would have to be 8, either 1 7 or 3 5. The other sum is 8 again, that is 1 7 or 3 5. So this is 9. So which means this would have to be a 5. That gives you 1 3 7 5 3 5 3, and this is 3 5 and 3 1. Okay, 7 and 9 in any order. So this is 5 and 3. This 3 gives you a 5 here, that is already done. The sum we need now is 42. 7 plus 8 is 15. 16, 22 and 28. You need 14 more, right? This cell is a 1 here. You need 14 more, and now if you have a 9 here, this would be 9. That is, you will have an 18. So we need 14 more. This has to be 7, 7 and 7, 9, 9 and 9. And here you have a 5. Congratulations. That was an awesome Sudoku here. So as you see here, the moment you get how to solve a Battenburg Sudoku, it would be really easy to solve it, because the first thing that you have to look for is odd even marking, parity marking. The moment you do that, you get a few more eliminations easily. So if you see here, the moment we did that, we know that this has to be an odd digit. Cannot be 1, 9 and 3. It has to be 5 and 7. The moment you have a 7 here, you cannot have anything because of the sum 7. So that has to be a 5. That was a really great start. So I hope you enjoyed this Sudoku. Do like and comment if you want us to solve any other Sudoku variant or a puzzle genre. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.